Frankie Montas is set to start Game 2 of the Subway Series at Citi Field over the weekend. Montas will be making only his third start of the year after missing the first 3 months or so due to injury. The two starts have had very different results. In the first against the Braves, he threw 5 shutout innings, only allowing 3 hits and striking out 5. In the other, he gave up 6 runs on 7 hits in 4 innings against the Pittsburgh Pirates. He revealed to SNY's Andy Martino that in both of those, he was tipping his pitches. Against Atlanta, he was tipping his splitter, and against Pittsburgh, the Mets believed they had a tell on his slider and sweeper, and when a runner was on second, they were relaying it to the batter. He refused to share what the tip and tell were, so I had to dive in and see if I could find out. I think I've got the tip, but need your guys' help to find the tell and how the Pirates were relaying it to the batter. Let's check it out. Frankie Montas in his first start against the Braves threw 9 splitters. They only swung at 1 of them, and that raised a red flag to the Mets. Why his chase pitch? Why are they only swinging at 1 of them? That was the one, the fly ball from Austin Riley. A lot of just spitting on it. They want nothing to do with it because they know it's trying to get him to chase. Frankie Montas thought that he was tipping his pitches, and I think I found that he was tipping that splitter. If you look at his glove here, at the top of his windup, that glove is in a much different spot. It looks a lot different. On the left, that is the splitter. On the right, that's the pitch right before it. Right before that splitter. First splitter of the game, and that glove looks awfully flat compared to the one on the right, where it's showing a lot of glove. It's also showing palm. If you're the batter there, the ball is not in his glove as much, so you can see the palm of his right hand, his pitching hand. Whereas in the left, it's covering the palm. His hand is really jammed into his glove to try to get that splitter grip, wrapping the fingers around the ball to have that splitter grip. And the batter could tell that that was the case. He lays off of it, whereas on the right, takes a big hack. Here's the second splitter of the game. The hands aren't even coming higher as they are with any other pitch. The hands at the top of his windup are much lower. The glove is a lot flatter compared to the one on the right where it's a lot more horizontal. It seems like more of his natural windup where he's coming up in closer to his chin. And these guys wanted nothing to do with it, knowing it's just a pitch that he's trying to basically spike into the dirt and get you to swing over the top of. Third example. Look at the glove at the top compared to at the top on the right. Nothing. So much flatter. Hand digging into that glove to make sure he's got a good splitter grip. On the right, he's throwing a cutter, a changeup, whatever it may be. A lot more loose. Not jamming his hand into his glove. Now against the Pirates in his next start, where he actually gives up 5 or 6 runs in the first inning and it looks a lot worse. He went 5 shutout against the Braves. So even though they knew when a splitter was coming, didn't help him much besides just letting it go. Did not help him much. Now it looks like against the Pirates, he was able to fix this. Look at the left. This is still the splitter. On the right, that's anything else but a splitter. That glove looks like he was able to make the fix, not have his hand into the glove as much, keep that glove much more horizontal. That was the fix for him. And it wasn't just the first splitter of the game. He was able to continue this the rest of the way. Here's a second example, the second splitter. That looks the same. You would not be able to tell as a batter if this is a splitter or anything else that Frankie Montas throws. And he threw more splitters in this game. He threw 15 of them, and they were a lot more effective. They got 9 swings, 3 strikeouts, no hits. So clearly, something was fixed in this game compared to the first start against the Braves, where they wanted nothing to do with that splitter. They knew it was going to be a ball. However, the Mets do think that the Pirates had something on Frankie Montas in this game. They think they had a tell on his sweeper and slider. He threw 30 of them, so that would be big, but it was when there was a runner on second base. They think that the runner on second was able to relay something to the batter. This is the first sweeper and slider that he throws in this game with a runner on second base. It came to Brian Hayes. He actually throws 5 of them. All 5 pitches in this at-bat are a sweeper or slider. But we don't have the runner on second in frame. We're not really able to tell if anything's going on here. We also have nothing to compare it to since he's out of the windup, since the runner just got on third, and we have no other pitch to compare it to. If we had a fastball that we could compare it to, we'd be able to see if there's any different. It's all sweepers and sliders. He looks like he's a little off here. That's his ugly swing. Sits on one right down the middle. You would think he wouldn't have a tell on this yet. However, a little bit later on in the game, now he does get an RBI single here, 2 RBI single. On not a bad pitch. It is a little outside. It is about belt high, so probably a little higher than Frankie Montas would have liked. Little later in the game, 4th inning, Adam Frazier at the plate, Davis on second as the runner. This pitch is not a sweeper or a slider. The first pitch to Frazier is a sinker, but now at least we have something to compare it to. Sinkers and 4-seams versus the slider, which comes in the 3rd pitch of the at-bat. First pitch, 4-seam. He stares at it. Second pitch, another 4-seam. Gives it a hack. But we can see Davis, and he's not really doing anything. He's just standing there. He's taking his normal lead, takes a normal secondary lead. There's not much going on. And if you look, let's go back to the pitches before he finally throws a slider on the 3rd pitch. It's the same thing he's doing. He's just standing there. He's not doing much. He's just standing there. I can't find what this tell is. Here's another sinker. There's nothing that looks different when he is taking his lead for sweepers and taking his lead when there's sinkers, 4-seams, whatever else he may throw. And it's not like he could see that grip. I can't even see the grip, and I'm directly behind Frankie Montas. We have the view directly behind Frankie Montas. He's a little off center, so he's even getting more glove. There's no way he can see the grip there. I don't know. I don't know what it is. If you guys see anything here, let me know. I don't see Davis making any sort of gesture. Maybe it's a face, some sort of, I don't know, something that he's doing with his face that Adam Frazier could see there. I don't know. Let me know. Here's the other at bat. Andrew McCutchen up. First pitch is a sweeper. To me, it looks like, now we don't have the arms, but to me, it looks like he's just taking his normal lead. I believe the Mets when they say that he was doing something. Because clearly he gets hit hard in this game, and it wouldn't be shocking if the Pirates had a tell on him. But I am not able to find what this tell may be. It's a little bit harder than McCutchen at bat because Davis is taking a longer lead here. We're not getting as much, but it's not like you can still see his head. And some of the times when this is going on, they're turning their head one way or making like a subtle move right before the pitch is coming. I'm not seeing that subtle move. I'm not seeing one arm go up or the other arm go up for fastballs, the other arm go up for sweepers and sliders. Not seeing it. I don't know. I don't know what it could be. But they had something, and it worked because they got Frankie Montas for 6 in this start. This will be something to keep an eye on when Montas is on the mound Saturday. If the Yankees are spitting all over that splitter or hammering sweepers and sliders, it may be because Montas has reverted to those tips and tells. You know, if I'm able to spot it, the Yankees have too.